Welcome back to another walkthrough Wednesday. My name is Alex, and this is the Lazy Genius Tarot and Bazaar. Um, like I said, welcome back if you have been here before. If you are new to the channel, thank you for making this your first video. Hopefully you stick around to the end and go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like the content here. Today we are going to be doing a walkthrough of the Trionfi Della Luna. This is a deck by Patrick Valenza. This is the English edition of the deck. It's got the full card on the box there. The side here says the Trionfi Della Luna is the Marseille-styled cousin of the Deviant Moon Tarot. Its creation was inspired by the antique historical decks and 19th century satirical illustrations. Trionfi Della Luna. This is the image on the bottom of the deck. The sun image on the top. And there is the front. The book is actually a downloadable PDF. Patrick sends that out to you once you purchase the deck. This is actually a super cool deck. So here is the card backs, and here is the cards. So the card stock here is great. It shuffles like a dream. It is a little bit stiff, but you'll work with it a little bit and it loosens up. So the card stock there is great. I know it's a matte finish, but I almost want to say that there's almost a rose petal feel to the card. I know it's not a rose petal finish. I mean, if it is, then that is very well executed. But I'm pretty sure it is just a matte finish on the card. It just feels great. I don't know what they did with this particular matte finish here, but love the way that that feels. So here we have the cards. We will go ahead and dive in to the cards here. Let me center myself. Oh, there we go. Now, there are alternate cards in this deck. Patrick Valenza, I believe, did 4 different versions, and each one came with its own alternate card. I think all of them came with the alternate tower, and then there were 3 other versions that came with either the devil, the star, or judgment. I believe that that's how that played out. I do actually have all 4 of the alternate cards here. Patrick Valenza, when I first bought the deck, I bought it for the alternate devil card, honestly. And when I received the deck, it only had the lightning card, so I contacted Patrick and I basically explained what happened and told him that I was really looking forward to the devil card and asked if there was any way that I could purchase the card for the deck. He told me that if I could wait for 3 weeks, he would send me the alternate devil card. And then while reading through the guidebook there, I did notice that there were 2 other alternate cards. One is the star, one is judgment. So I reached back out to him and I asked him if there were any way that I could purchase the other 2 alternate cards that I see are in the book. And he, at that point, explained to me that the other alternate cards were released with other editions or versions of the Trionfi Della Luna deck here. But, you know, he did say that he would get the devil card printed up for me and sent out. I just had to wait about 3 weeks to get it. But when I reached out about the star and the judgment card, I never got a response. So I kind of figured it was a wash, you know what I mean? I might get the alternate devil card in the mail, and if so, cool. And, you know, hopefully I get the judgment and the star, because that would rock, right? Well, like I said, I reached out, I didn't get a response, and then one day just before, no, it was actually just after my birthday in July, I got a like a manila envelope kind of package from Patrick with the other alternates, and we will go through those here in just a moment. So Patrick Valenza, the customer service that he holds for his products there, be that his website or his store on Etsy, is amazing. The artwork is amazing. The deck was put together amazingly all the way around. A good purchase, good dude. Definitely happy that I have this deck in my collection. It is actually my favorite Marseille deck right now. So here we have the Fool. 1 second, dogs are barking. All right, there we go. Now, we start off, of course, with the Fool, numbered 0. The Magician, definitely your classical Marseille style there. I'm going to be checking for some of the points that describe the type 1 versus type 2. I don't have them all memorized, but I will definitely make sure to put it in the description which one this is closest to and which, if any, type 1 bullets this hits as we go through it here. Here we have the Empress. Here we have the Emperor. One of the type 1 bullet points is that the Emperor is looking to the left and looking at the number 4, which this card does not have. Here we have the Hierophant. Here we have the Lovers. One of the points on the Lovers to determine type 1 versus type 2 Tarot de Marseille is the Cupid and its orientation, whether or not it's blindfolded, but there is not a Cupid on this card. The Chariot. Here we have Justice. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Love this cardstock. Here we have Strength. Very interesting take on the Strength card. The Hanged Man. Here we have Death. Not named, only numbered. But it looks like Death has a form of life coming from its belly. Very interesting card. Here we have Temperance. Here we have the Devil. I know that the face on the belly of the Devil is indicative of the type 1 Tarot de Marseille. And here with the Devil is also where we get the first alternate card. So you still have the belly on the face, or the face on the belly rather, and the face on the knees as well. So it is definitely a different image, but definitely an image of a devil figure nonetheless. This was the alternate card. There you go. I was at a loss for words for a second, but this is the alternate card that really made me want to buy the deck. I was a fan of his artwork, but the Deviant Moon Tarot just did not sit with me for some reason. It was not a deck that I wanted. And then I saw this one. And again, a fan of his artwork already. I like the way that the color palette was laid out in this deck. The fact that it has almost like that vintagey feel to the deck as well. The way that it was colored here. And then the alternate devil card is what drew me, and I like cards or decks with alternate cards. And the alternate tower card, which is coming up here on the next one, but the that one was okay, pretty cool, but I liked this one. You know what I mean? So that's what made me buy the deck. There is the alternate devil and the original there. And then here we have the original tower card that came with the deck. And here you have the alternate tower card, which is named the lightning card here. And you can see the number up here has been colored in with a sort of red. Then it's got the lightning coming down with the tree on fire there. And of course you have your sort of classic tower. So that is the alternate and original tower cards for the deck. Here we have the original star card for the deck, more of a classical Marseille style star card where you have the astrologer looking up at the stars, mapping them. And then here is the alternate star card. So this one sort of fits more of the newer style of star card there. Definitely a cool alternate to have. And then here we have the moon. So this is actually like a lobster looking, like you see there's the lobster claws, but it's one of his normal monsters, but then he's got like the red wings, but they almost look like they could be the shell of the lobster a little bit. So it's a pretty interesting card there. Here we have the sun. And here we have Judgment. Here we have the World. Oh, before I get too far, Judgment is actually the final alternate card. Let me not get ahead of myself here. So here we have the original Judgment card for the deck, and here we have the alternate Judgment card for the deck. So that one's actually super cool. I like that one too. Definitely an interesting card there. So there we have the alternate Judgment and the original Judgment card that goes with the deck there. Here we have the World card again. And then we get into the minors, starting with the courts of the swords here. So we're starting out with the King, the Queen, Knight, and the Page. And I love this Marseille Pip deck. He did the Marseille Pips wonderfully. I like how you can distinguish the handle from the tip of the blades on all of them there. Definitely worked out great. Now, they are Marseille Pips, you know, very usual, normal Marseille Pips there. The center item is, of course, of Patrick's own style, where we don't see the sword in the center. But even then, he does the sword in the center really nicely. There's the 2. I really like that one. It's a great sword card. And the ace. I like all of the aces for the minors here. He did a really good job with those as well. Here we have the King of Wands, the Queen, the Knight, and the Page. And then, of course, the very Marseille style pips. This was actually the first Marseille deck that I bought. I had already known about the Marseille system, I just hadn't bought one yet. And when I came across this one, I just really couldn't help myself. I figured, why not? If I'm going to get one, it might as well be this one. It is a super cool deck here. There's the Ace of Wands. Here's the King of Cups. Now that we are into the water suit. And notice the swords sort of had this dark burgundy outline to them. The wands have sort of this green outline around the cards. And now that we are into the cups suit here, the cards seem to have a blue outline or border. I don't know if you can see the differences there. Just really well done cards, I have to say so. I really like the images on the cards here. His art style is creative and outside of the box. Probably one of my favorite deck creators, just because of this one deck as a whole. And then we are into the very Marseille style pips. I really like that 4. And if you notice, there's a distinguishing factor in the cups, as some of them are full, some of them are not. So you can definitely take that into account when you're reading with the cards there. As you see, the top cup here is full, but the bottom 2 are not. Both of them are full on the 2, and of course the 1. Now the 1 of cups or chalices here is probably my favorite ace of the whole deck. I really like the way that he did that. It's probably my favorite ace of cups in general. Definitely a cool card there. Now we are into the coins here. The Queen, the Knight, the Page, now we are into the pips. We have a purple border around the coins here. Again, very Marseille style pips. Definitely holds true to the Marseille system. I will have to go back through and pull up the differentiating points of type 1 and type 2 and see just how many type 1 points this one hits. Definitely a very interesting deck, though. Like I said, it is my favorite Marseille right now. I did have to put it back in order because it was all shuffled up. The 3, the 2, and of course in classic Marseille style you have the sort of branding card of the miners, and then the ace. I really like the ace there. So that is the deck, including the alternate cards as well. Now, in addition to just the tarot deck, this one actually came with a small oracle deck. Let me get these out of the way here. And that oracle deck looks like this. It is 10 cards, and that is it. I have been looking on his Etsy and his website periodically just to see if he's decided to do a continuation of these particular oracle cards, which I would really like to see that. You know, with the same color palette, put the same backs on the cards there, and then pick it up at card 11, because you see here these stop at 10. So in the individual oracle deck, maybe you could pick it up at 11, and it could be like a companion oracle specifically for the Trionfi based on the 10 cards that he's already included. So that would be pretty cool to see. We'll see if it happens or not. And the orientation on all of them is this sort of landscape orientation here. I'm trying to make sure I'm centered. There we go. And here we have the 1. I don't have the book at the moment because, like I said, it is a PDF download. It is on my phone. I'm recording with my phone at the moment, so I don't have that on hand to read you the meanings of these 10 oracle cards, but he does include the meanings in the book. So there is that. Here's the 2. Looks like you've got a sort of what's the name of that? Starts with the L. I can't remember, but definitely some sort of a like dragon, water, beast, woman thing. I really like his artwork because they're all sort of like personified, but then there's like a beast included in there as well. Here's the 4th card. And the 5th. You see there's 5 faces. Here you have the 6. Very interesting jester creature. I actually really like that card. That might be my favorite of the oracle cards here that were included with this deck. Here we have the 7. Here we have 8. Looks like some kids dressed up in costumes. Push those up a little bit. And then the 9th card here. Looks like the queen scolding some of her minions. And the last one there, the 10. Now this one does have some keywords written on it. We see love, happiness, peace, and hope. And then in the center here it says, the bluebirds flew home at last. So that is the small oracle deck, I guess you could call it, that comes with the Trionfi Della Luna. Same card backs, same color palette, same pretty much everything. It's just an included oracle. Let me get myself out of zoom there. But yeah, it's just an included corresponding oracle for the Trionfi deck here. Like I said, I do hope he eventually does a continuation that has the same backs, that same wonderful card stock, the same color palette, picks it up from 11 and then goes up to however many he wants to include there. Um, but that would be super cool to have like an extension of the Trionfi Della Luna in the form of an Oracle deck. Really like the card stock. Can't get over how much I like the way that these cards feel in my hand. It's just a really well done deck. Definitely on my top recommended decks list there. And still my favorite Marseille is yet to be knocked out of that spot. So that is the Trionfi Della Luna. Again, my name is Alex. This is the Lazy Genius Tarot and Bazaar. I do want to thank you for joining us today. And if you are new, thank you for getting through the first video. If you did like the walkthrough, we do them every Wednesday. If you would like to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We've also got other content coming to you soon. So again, I do appreciate you guys stopping by today. Hope you have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you.